welcome to the American Sports Connection. I am your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Lance. How's it going, Lance?
Doing good. It's hot as hell here, but it's cooling off today. It's all clouded over, and I think we're going to get some rain, so
nice.
We're finally going to get out of this brutal heat. But it's good for our fruit trees here, so...
You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we get started with WWE Rewind today, I have two tidbits of news for everyone if they're not familiar of what's going on. Hey, Dino, thanks for stopping in.
Dino's in there?
Yeah.
There he is. Cool. Hey, Dino.
For those that aren't familiar, this happened last night. Bo Dallas was supposedly physically removed from a airplane flight that he was on for being drunk and disorderly and kind of obnoxious and rude, apparently.
That's not good.
He was really nasty from what I was reading to people on the flight, and the pilot, before they took off, tried to come and talk to him, and Bo basically told him, "Go fuck yourself."
He must have been hammered then, drunk.
Yeah, well,
the pilots usually don't give you a second chance. They're pretty strict pilots.
Yeah,
they're
apparently,
get the fuck off my plane.
Yeah, there was people that saw him drinking with, I think it was Charlotte, and I can't remember the other person, at the airport bar, and apparently was pretty trashed.
Well, he must have been drinking hard stuff.
Yeah, well, whatever happened, he got to wherever, I believe it was Mexico, and he's working the show tonight, so I don't know what's going to happen. That's the one thing that I would put out there. And then the second thing, which is even more odd to me, I don't know if you remember these guys, Lance, because this is going back a ways, the Headbangers.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mosh and Thrasher put out on their social media that they are going to be on SmackDown this week.
Cool. I always liked the Headbangers. I did like them.
What?
I always wondered why they were called the Headbangers, but they were punks, dressed as punks. At least, well, Headbangers got long hair.
I remember Thrasher blowing his knee out in 97, I want to say, somewhere in that area, and then he was just never the same after that.
Yeah, and then the other guy, he was Beaver Cleavage or something.
Yeah, and then they had him as Chaz for a while.
Yeah.
But apparently they're both
how they came
really
with the
good
ghetto
shape.
Oh, well, yeah, they can't be more than my age.
No.
I guess that's old. That's old in most sports, but not wrestling. When you're in your 40s, that's almost your prime in wrestling, kind of. Because you've been there so long.
Yeah, because I'm looking it up now that you mentioned it. Just for curiosity. Yeah, he's 47.
Okay, so he's getting up there, but if you're still in shape, me at 47 and him at 47, God, it could be, well, I'm not 47 yet, so.
You're not there just yet.
Yeah, I got 2 more years.
Yeah, and they're both from the area I live in. They're no more than an hour from me, where they live.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I wonder if they'll come out with the Ghetto Blaster. Skirts.
Was that their finisher? It's been so long, I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember they used to come out with the Ghetto Blaster, and they jump around it and all headbang, and then they used it as a weapon all the time.
Okay.
Head with it.
It's been so long, I don't remember.
Yeah, I liked them, actually, but like I said, is why the fuck are they dressed as skinhead, If they're headbangers, they're supposed to have long hair.
Yeah.
I guess nowadays.
That was the odd thing to me, too. I actually saw Thrasher work a old NWA show at my high school. I was 15 at the time, and he was just coming back from that injury.
Okay.
So I always thought that was kind of cool.
Well, let's remind everybody what we're going to do. It's the Saturday night main event, January 3rd, 1987. So you guys want to get that ready to go and chat about more.
And for people that don't remember, this is the Saturday night's main event after Orndorff turned on Hogan.
This is the one after. Because we watched that one. This is the next one after that.
Okay,
The second match after that.
The second match, excuse me.
Yeah. But still, he just turned on him. One of the best pile drivers ever when he nailed Hogan there. Put his arm up in the air and yay, just nailed him. That was good. I always liked Orndorff. He was one of my favorites.
Dude, probably one of the best pile drivers in the business.
Speaking of Orndorff, did you see on the news about that Booker guy that had that Legends thing or everybody? And nobody got paid?
Yes, isn't that terrible?
Yeah, and Orndorff was confronting the one guy, the guy.
Yeah, I heard about that.
One guy got paid. I think it was Del Brooks, Patriot.
Yes.
He went right to the money bag and took his money. He basically said, I'm taking my money, and everybody else got checks that bounced. Like, how? Ugh.
Man, we know this, and not just me and you, Dino, as well. Even in the UK, there's a lot of shady fucking promoters out there, sadly to say.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good ones, and it puts those guys...
Oh, absolutely. It's just a shame.
Throw everybody in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
So... But I guess you gotta...
always something, but the last time I saw Orndorff, he's got the John Holmes mustache.
Yeah, he was just on one of those table for some threes.
Yeah.
Somebody, yeah. He had that mustache there when he was in the Hall of Fame. It had like the big handlebars with the big...
Yeah, he looked like one of the Blackjacks.
Yeah. That's horrible what happened to him with his arm.
Oh, yeah. Well, he said the reason he never got it, fixed was because he was having his main event run, and he was like, fuck that. I'm going to, get my money. I'll worry about my arm later.
Yeah. All right, you want to get going?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so if everybody has it ready, hit play. There should be Bobby Heenan and Orndorff, who we were just talking about.
Yes.
Hulkamania dies tonight.
It's running wild, brother.
There's the blue cage. At least we don't have to wait for it to get set up this time.
The one that takes 20 minutes.
I think it took 30 minutes or more, didn't it? Jeez.
Yeah, remember when we did SummerSlam 90?
Yeah, that was Rude and Warrior, wasn't it, in the cage? Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, because here's the one we watched last time where Adrian Adonis got his elbow cracked open, smashed. Oh, George the Animal.
We gotta love George the Animal Steel.
I remember when I was a kid and I used to watch the New York wrestling back before even Vince owned it, I think. Or maybe this was just as he owned it. And George was the bad guy.
Yes.
And they brought this wrestler guy in, and he could dislocate his shoulder. And what George, as a bad guy, ripped his arm, and then it's just hanging there. And he started kicking it, and it's whizzing around in a circle. But that was the jobber's thing. That's what he did, right?
Yes.
And he was saying, oh my God, he broke his arm. Because it was gross. It's probably on YouTube somewhere, you would think. The guy's arm is hanging right, looks like it's falling out, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You don't see that a lot these days.
Yeah, unless it was an accident. But this guy, he meant to do it, right? Because that was his thing. That was his gimmick. He popped his shoulder up. Oh, Junkyard Dog, there's the King. I always liked the King. Harley Race.
Yeah, apparently Harley Race hated it because he had to carry all that shit with him through the airport and everything.
Yeah, he said he couldn't wait to lose it. There's the cage already set up. Ooh, capacity crowd of 16,000.
Yeah, well, that's big time.
Look at Vince, yeah. He doesn't really age, does he? Same haircut. I guess his face has aged a bit, but man, he's still ripped, isn't he?
Hell yeah. That's when he was doing that good shit.
Oh my god. I used to have that shirt that Jesse's wearing. Not that it didn't say Hollywood, but it was that type. Oh my god. Can't believe I wore shit like that.
It was the 80s. I think everyone did.
Yeah, god. That was back when half shirts were cool.
Yes.
Gee. Wouldn't want to wear one now.
Yeah, we don't want to scare anybody.
Oh, they're sweeping the ring. The sweepers. Yeah, I remember watching this at my buddy's house. Boyd, he had the party house where his mom didn't care what went on. So we'd always have parties at his house when we were kids.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, back when wrestling was cool. Now you're almost embarrassed to tell people you like wrestling.
Yeah, really.
The only people you tell are the people we know already like it.
Yeah, it's like the kiss of death or something.
Bobby Heenan, probably, I'd say the best manager ever.
I would agree with you. Probably the greatest manager of all time.
Jimmy Hart was good, but he didn't do stuff like Bobby. Bobby would get in there and get nailed and get flipped and, smashed against the ring, and put in the weasel suit.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was a wrestler before he was a manager, so always helps. They playing a real American. And yeah, he's playing Hogan's music. That was so funny.
Of course.
I always liked that cage, but I guess the reason they got rid of it is we figured out on that one show, probably. Eh?
Yeah, it just took too goddamn long.
The cages now, they can just, put together, hang up above the ring, bring them down. Oh, Danny Davis, the bad referee.
The evil Danny Davis.
Yeah.
What was he was dangerous, Danny Davis, for a while.
Dangerous, I think. Yeah, when he was with the Heart Foundation.
I always thought that was cool.
Yeah. Well, he was a wrestler before a referee, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, back in the 70s, he was a wrestler. I remember watching him. It was Hogan. So 89, 87, Joey, you would have been
87, I would have been 4 years old.
4 years old, yeah. I would have been 16. Would have I guess January 87, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, well, I was born in 1970, so I would have been 16. It's easy. If it's 87, I would have been 16.
There you go.
Until after October. Oh, I hated Hogan. Oh, jeez. It's always, who's Heenan got this time? Oh, who's Heenan got this time? Never.
Come on, get somebody.
Yeah. Oh, Bundy will do it? No. Big John Studd will do it? No.
Andre will definitely do it.
Yeah, Andre will do it. Well, he did. He did win the one. And I thought Mr. Perfect will do it? No. But that was, it worked back then. Not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. Hey, if you're printing money, why not, right?
Yeah, a lot simpler time back then. No internet.
That's true. I mean, I love the internet in, one instance, but in another, it's ruined a lot of things. Yeah,
like spoilers. If I don't watch something, I try to stay away from spoilers. I've even got rid of a bunch of wrestling sites that don't put spoiler alert type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm down to about 2 left now, 3 left. I just, they all got the same news.
They really do. If you've seen one, you've basically seen them all.
I sure like that belt. I think that's the Golden Eagle belt.
Yes, my favorite belt.
Yeah, mine too. Oh! It's hitting him with the belt. Is that what you got going?
You can't do that.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure we're on good timing here. But it's oh, there he goes. He's won. He's won.
Friggin' Hogan, man. You go back and rewatch this, and you're just like, wow. You know, only like a child would like this. You know what I mean?
Well, it's basically what they were going for back then. Selling dolls, and then they had the diehards like me. But
yeah, that you're 16 and you like all the heels.
Yeah, that's, Macho Man was my favorite back here. And Orndorff, because, once Orndorff did that pile driver on Hogan, I was like, I'll never not like this guy ever again. He just earned a liking forever for me, no matter what he ever does. You guys, I hated Hogan.
Do you remember Orndorff hung around till about, 95? 96?
Yeah. Well, once you get fed to Hogan, there's nowhere else to go, is there, really? Oh, he's choking him on the top. Jeez, Hogan, you damn cheater.
Yeah, remember Jesse always would crack me up because, look at this guy. How could these fans cheer for him?
Damn. Oh, put your hand in front of your face.
Yeah, really. You won't see these kind of matches really well, you'll see cage matches, but, you won't see any, blood and guts kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's it's time to almost get rid of the cage match. They don't use the cages anymore. Hell in the Cell, if they don't go on top, what's the point of having a Hell in the Cell match? If you don't have going to the top of the Hell in the Cell, it's just a cage match with a roof. It's like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I would never want to go on top of a damn cage, but obviously some of the guys do.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Like when Shane McMahon did his crazy stunt.
Yeah, but Shane's an adrenaline junkie, isn't he? Jeez.
Woo! He's just a crazy dude, you know what I mean?
Oh, knee to the head.
Orndorff could really go, man. He was fun to watch.
I even liked him in that tag team with Paul Roma.
Yes, pretty wonderful. I really enjoyed them. They had actually a really good series of matches with the Patriot and a very young Buff Bagwell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
When he was like Goody Two Shoes, Buff Bagwell.
Didn't they have that move? Wasn't that suplex off the top rope and then Roma would come down with the splash?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah, that was a great double,
I'm
tag
not
team
sure if it
finish.
was him and Roma and Orndorff, or if it was Hercules and Roma. But either way, it was a great finisher.
I think it might have been Hercules. Yeah, Power and the Glory. Yeah, that was in WWF.
I was a little kid and I really liked them. I thought they should have been tag champions at some point.
Well, you got Paul Roma on your team. You ain't getting
the kiss of death.
Except when he was the Horseman. I remember watching that live. We're announcing the new Horseman, and I'm like, Paul Roma. A jobber from WWE.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
I don't know if that was a last-minute replacement or if that was their original plan, but
The weakest horseman ever.
oh yeah, 100%.
If Sid Vicious never like went crazy, I think that one would have been really good.
Oh, I didn't mind Paul Roma, but he ain't no goddamn horseman.
Yeah, I know what you mean, dude.
I like that move that Roma had actually when he would run up the turnbuckle and do like a moonsault kind of thing. I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, to the cage.
Yeah, it's funny when you watch this because this is like when Hulkamania was at like its peak. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. This WrestleMania 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Because the year after this, Hogan goes and films No Holds Barred.
I went and watched that in the theater. Jeez.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, of course I did. We had a theater here in our little town, and it was. Oh, I remember this. It was basically a place to go drink and smoke pot. So we didn't care what the movie was. Oh, I remember watching this. Who's first?
Yeah, it's like, who's going to do it?
And no, so they don't show them both at the same time.
Of course not.
The one referee, he won. The other referee, he won. So it's a tie.
Yeah, that was a popular thing they did back in the day. You notice they would do that very frequently.
Yeah, but I think they sent him back in.
My personal favorite now that I've grown up of all time was the double ref thing. Like the switching of the refs using the Hebner twins.
Hey, it's cool. It's
well,
always,
no one knew they were twins, so...
And I just was looking back on something I've totally forgot. When Kurt Angle's brother, they did that, remember, Angle? Where they thought it was Kurt Angle out there and he wrestled The Undertaker, but it was his brother.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Angle come from out from under the ring and pinned The Undertaker or something. I can't remember what happened. I'm just watching some little YouTube thing about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his Kurt Angle's brother. They look almost the same.
That's interesting.
That's what Kurt Angle had.
Because wasn't his brother the one that got in trouble with the law?
Yeah, I think that was a different brother.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, though.
That's no big deal.
Yeah, but that was when Angle had his neck injury, and he had to wrestle The Undertaker, so they had to poo-poo off a month or so out come Kurt Angle with the hoodie over his head, and you couldn't tell who he was, and
yeah, that was a cool moment when they did that.
Yeah, I totally forgot all about that back in the day. Throw him in, jump in, and jump out. That's what I would do.
I know, it's crazy.
Logic. It's like if you want to win, there, climb out the cage. Oh, he does some kind of arm thing on his head.
It's like, oh man.
Oh, he's grinding something in his head. A piece of a foreign object. Oh, he threw it out. Oh, the poor ref.
It's like, for shame. But, really, dude, when you watch Hogan, I mean, obviously I can watch it more now, but when I was a kid, you're like, it was cool, but when you watch Hogan back now, you're like, holy shit, he did a lot of, heel-type stuff.
Oh, he was. He raked the eyes, he scratched the back, he punched in the nuts. Yeah.
I was just always amazed by that when I go back and watch it now.
Well, that was the big joke when he turned Hollywood Hogan. He didn't have to change his moveset.
No.
Didn't change one thing. I think he added a couple moves.
Yeah, he would like run away like, a girl basically.
Yeah, cowardly heel.
But that's fine.
It worked. The only time I ever liked Hogan was Hollywood. Oh, hulking up.
You better look out. Here it comes. Looked like he's had one too many 8 balls before he came out. It's just amazing to me, Lance, that even after all these years, when Hogan would wrestle, like, for example, like Randy Orton or Shawn Michaels, everyone would do like the like with him and count the punches.
Well, it's a stick.
It's just
and of course now when he was older, it's more of a respect thing, I guess.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed Hogan when he first came back to WWE, like after they won the war.
The NWO thing?
Yeah, like when he wrestled The Rock.
Okay, yeah, that was good. That was the pay-per-view I paid $200 for.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah. 239 to be exact. I was the only one in there.
Just so everyone knows, that's Canadian.
Yeah, so that would have been about...
It'd be a little cheaper for us.
About 180 American. Our dollar was almost the same back then. Close. I didn't care. I wanted to see it. I didn't know I was paying for it till later. I thought I was paying just the $50 for the 39 or whatever it was back then, but surprise, surprise. You ordered it in a bar. Oh,
yeah, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah. And then I got barred out of that bar like 2 days later.
That's hilarious.
I broke their pool table.
Really? How did you manage that?
My quarters got jammed in it, and I gave it a little kick to lodge the quarters.
Okay.
I guess I kicked it a little harder than I thought, and I fucking busted the whole damn thing, and it fell apart. A brand new pool table. Like, Jesus Christ, you bought the cheapest one. I'm used to the old pool table at my old bar in Princeton. You could smash it with a hammer, and it wouldn't break. This
That
thing,
is hilarious.
Oh, the fun. Well, I said I'd pay for it, and and I said, okay, well, how much is it? I'll pay for it. How much did I? I broke it. I'll pay for it. And it was my landlord because I lived upstairs, and luckily he didn't see me. He just yelled out from the back, "Tell that fucker he's barred. He can never come back." And I go, okay, so I don't have to pay for it. Then I was expecting him to kick me out, right?
Yeah.
So I lived upstairs, but he didn't know it was me.
That's funny.
Yeah. I used to get kicked out of a lot of bars.
That's what I was going to say. You probably were used to it.
Yeah. And of course, Hogan wins. Oh, Bobby, get out of there!
Yeah, of course Hogan wins. Heenan's going to get his.
Yeah. Oh, big flop. Yeah, old Jesse. He's punching a manager.
Hey, what's the matter with him?
Yeah.
This was, I always remembered because people laughed. They would be like, why would they put such crappy matches on at the end of Saturday night's main event? And people didn't understand it was because it came on so late in the States, at least on the East Coast, that they put like all the big matches first.
Yeah, would have been when Saturday Night Live comes on. That's 11:35 back then.
Yes.
11:30 now.
That's the crazy thing, Lance, when I think about it. That Saturday night's main event and wrestling in general was so big that they preempted Saturday Night Live once a month.
Yeah.
That's
Saturday
crazy
Night Live was
think about it.
Yeah, it's an institution. That's another show we watched religiously. Of course, it was on at 8:30 right here, because we got it at Eastern. So we'd watch it at 8:30, 10 o'clock. We'd go downtown or go to the push parties, right? hang out in the house, drink, get drunk. I'm not promoting this for the youth today to do stuff like this, but we were bad kids.
That's funny.
Yeah, we were the typical juvenile delinquents you'd see back in the old movies.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, we didn't steal or rob people or nothing. We just, only people we probably stole from were our own parents. Stealing all my dad's booze.
Here's your favorite wrestler coming up next.
Mine?
I believe it's the Macho Man coming up.
Good.
With George the Animal Steel. When he was doing it, towards the end.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast, Green Tongue. Remember that stupid show Vince McMahon had? It was like Johnny Carson type David Letterman show.
Yes.
Saturday night.
Wasn't it called like Tuesday Night Titans or something?
That might have been it, yeah. And they'd have these comedy skits, and they had the skit where they had George the Animal Steel, and they hooked him up to electroshock treatment.
Yes, I remember
and
this.
And they zapped him, and he's like, George! Oh no, brown cow. He started speaking like a scholar or something.
Yeah, he like normal.
Well, I guess in real life, he was a school teacher. He's taught school. During this time, he didn't really go out on the road. He would come and do stuff like this, and he'd teach school every day. Even if he had to drive to New York at night, go wrestle, he'd drive back.
This is kind of crazy when you think about it.
I don't think he did it for the money. I think it's because he liked being a school teacher. You know how school teachers are. There's some that do it for the money, and there's some that do it because they want to be a teacher, right?
Yeah,
you can always
I hear
those
you.
Teachers. Those are the teachers you always remember, the ones that do it because they want to. Oh, here he comes. Oh, nice green sequin.
I've heard the stories about George the Animal Steel with Elizabeth. I heard him doing a shoot. It was funny where Randy would just like wig out if he like tried to touch her or anything.
Yeah, it's like George. It's like, I'm happily married, and would she go for me? No. But yeah, jealousy. I guess that was the undoing of their relationship.
That's when Randy was like super jealous. Like, because we've all heard the stories. He would like fucking lock her in a closet and, not let her come out and all kind of crazy shit.
Yeah, well, if you can't trust a woman, why are you with her?
I remember, I'll tell you this real quick. Sherry Martel, before she passed away, did a shoot, and he tried to lock her in with Elizabeth, and she was like, "You're not going to do that shit to me."
Yeah.
This was right before the big match with Savage and Steamboat.
At Mania 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Mania was in like March, right?
I have no freaking clue.
It's usually March or April.
Yeah.
It was, yes, March 29th.
Wow.
So
he's giving a doll to Elizabeth. Isn't that sweet?
Oh. Excuse me while I go dry heave.
Yeah. What's Macho Man gonna do? He's gonna take it. He's gonna do something with it. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, what was funny is, even
look out behind you.
because if I remember correctly, there's a spot where George in this match tries to like pick Elizabeth up and like take her away.
Yeah.
And apparently, like the shoot I watched, he said Randy Savage lost his mind in the back. After
How dare
he
you
did it, he
touch
was like,
Elizabeth?
I knew it's a rib. You did it on purpose.
Yeah. He was. They say he's extremely paranoid.
Yeah.
But I guess they say he lived Macho Man 24/7.
Can you only imagine living like that? Jesus Christ.
Brushing my teeth. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wiping my
that
ass.
makes me
Oh
laugh when
yeah.
I think about it.
God, those are ugly green tights. God, I like usually Macho Man's tights, but those are gross. I like green, but God, not that green.
Yeah, that's my team's green.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a little darker than that, aren't they? I guess that's kind of their old color.
Well, like back then they were that color. Now they're more like a midnight green.
Speaking of NFL, my poor Tony Romo. I actually think this worked. As soon as I seen that and got crunched, I'm like, for something inside me said, yeah. Now he's out. I really like that Dak Prescott kid, but
yeah, you never know.
well, if they're going to be your starter, you might as well get him going sooner than later.
Yeah, I agree with you, dude. But
there he goes. Ooh, ow. Right on his ass on the stairs.
Ouch.
Jesus.
That had to hurt.
Yeah. Because I always had the... here it is, yeah. Elizabeth. Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah.
Play the damsel.
That's a good play-by-play there, Lance.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's my Elizabeth impression.
Yeah.
She did play the role good, though. A helpless woman.
No, it worked.
Yeah. Not much going on now.
The story I heard was they wanted to hire like a professional model or something to be Randy's valet. And then he basically was like, well, how about my wife? She's not that bad looking. And then they brought her in, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, that was on Leaping Lenny's shoot.
Yes.
About that. Oh, Macho Man was also trying to get a double paycheck, right? Can't
blame him.
They say he was notoriously cheap.
Yeah.
Spend other people's money before your own. That's what his dad always told him.
And then
there's the bell to the throat.
Yeah. And then he became a recluse, before he passed away.
Well, the only good thing, I guess it's not good that somebody died. At least it was just normal death.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think he was getting ready to mend fences with WWE too.
Well, they made up with the Warrior and they made up with Brett.
Well, because he had done like a promotional video for like either one of the video games or like the toy lines or something.
Okay, yeah.
So, it was coming.
Yeah, what has the animal done with Elizabeth, Jesse said. Oh, God, what did he do to her? Oh, here's George's thing.
Here's his spot.
Yeah, turnbuckle.
That's been his shtick for what, 25, 30 years?
Yeah, get it all stuck in his hair. Chest hair.
I was going to say, not on his head.
No. He's still right his eyes. Cheating.
Yeah,
all the good guys are cheating.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh, look at all the turnbuckles they got to replace. God. He should have played a good character, though.
Yeah. He did it well. Where he would just, like, say a couple words. You! I always wondered how he came about biting the turnbuckles. Like, what, like, light bulb moment happened for that,
That shoot I was watching, he explained it, too. I totally don't remember what he said, though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think he said somebody told him to, hey, why don't you try this? You're all crazy. Can't remember. But, yeah, that is... that backstories are always cool. Find out the history of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
Macho, get him.
I always liked Randy Savage. He was, like, one of my favorites. Whether he was a heel or not,
I sure liked him as a heel, but that was one of the only good guys I liked. Some guys just don't come across as a good guy, though.
No, to me, he always projected a heel better.
Well, especially being all, basically abusing his woman, type thing. Hard to be a good guy when you're telling your old lady to sit down and shut up all the time.
Oh, yeah. I'll agree with that.
He's the first guy I seen jump off the turnbuckle to the floor, but for me to see that, I thought, wow, that's pretty damn impressive. Not everybody does it, of course.
Kind of like what they did with the super kick. They've ruined it.
He played them.
Oh, come on.
Oh, there he goes.
Hogan and now, this guy.
Oh, now he's got something in his hand. He's going to jab him in the throat. Oh, Jesus. Well, he's obviously going for the win.
Yeah.
Not only is he kicking his butt, he stole his woman, locked her in the back. Jeez, going all in, isn't he?
The other thing I always thought was interesting, because we all remember Ricky Steamboat won the belt at WrestleMania 3, and then he asked for time off, so they were going to take the belt off of him, and I'm sure you've heard this story. It was originally supposed to be Butch Reed.
Yeah.
But they couldn't find him.
He was out partying or something,
and your buddy, the Honky Tonk Man, got lucky.
Yeah, he was just walking on by.
And Hogan said, how about him? So sometimes it pays to be Hogan's friend.
Hey, they say, like, Brutus Beefcake getting all these jobs and Lenny getting jobs from Hogan. I've done quite a few jobs from my friends. Nothing wrong with your buddy getting you a job. Getting you in the door.
Well, what's crazy is Lanny worked for WCW for, like, what, 3
years?
And he was never on television?
Just trying to make Hogan happy.
It's just crazy when you think about it. He made, like, millions of dollars just to sit at home.
Wow. You're just spending the corporation's money, and you're not spending Vince's money. They don't care who they're paying, right?
Yeah.
Like, if that was Eric Bischoff's own money, would have been a different story.
Yeah, he would have lost his fucking mind.
He would have said to Hogan, we'll take it out of your salary. You want to pay him? You want me to give him money? I'll just take $1 million out of your salary and give it to him. I don't think he'd be working then.
Yeah,
oh,
that's true.
Poor George. Oh,
he's playing the good sympathetic character.
Yeah, right after he jabbed him in the throat with a foreign object, stole his woman. Who knows where she is?
Yeah, it's like, I'm the guy, I could get, in real life, I could get arrested for kidnapping.
And assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about a deadly weapon, but assault with a weapon. See, that was heel George Steele. That's when I first seen him back in the day.
Yeah, well, I remember he was a heel and he wrestled like Bruno in the Garden.
Yeah, and he'd always wrestle Pedro Morales. Because I used to get that New York wrestling. I'd get it at about 9 o'clock in my time, which would have been like 2 in the morning over there. And it was 2 hours of WWF. And I was like 9, something like that. Right after they had that Yonkers racing, where they had the horse racing with the little carts. Yeah. They'd have that. Then right after that was WWF.
Hey, we're moving up in the world now, Lance. From my digital cable, we have the All Racing channel for you hardcore gamblers out there.
Here's Harley Race. They one another very underutilized wrestlers in WWE.
Yeah, I think it was just because WWE basically made him piss broke, so he had to come and wrestle for him.
Yep, shut down his federation, but
because he was only there, I think 2 years. It wasn't very long, because he was gone by the beginning of 1989.
That's right, he went to WCW, didn't he?
Yeah, when I always thought of Harley Race growing up, because I don't remember him wrestling, I always remember with Vader.
Yeah, well, he's from the 60s, 70s, so he's got to be pushing in his 60s or late 50s here, you would think. So,
let me see.
He's got to be in his 80s now.
50, or no, excuse me. He's 43 at the time.
At this time?
Yes.
God, I'm glad I don't look like him when I was at my age. Jeez.
And he was with Vince for 2.5 years. He came in May of 86 and left in January of 89.
Looks like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. I always thought it was cool, though, that they let him have Heenan as, like, his mouthpiece, because it made him have, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he was believable, because Heenan was with him.
Although he was quite good on the mic, that's why they made him Vader's manager.
Right. I don't know if it was necessarily to speak for him, just to give him credibility.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody, unless you're the Red Rooster.
Yeah, anybody that was with Heenan was automatically considered legit.
I guess he had the Brooklyn Brawler for a bit too, didn't he?
Yeah, but he had more hits than misses.
True.
But there were some pretty weird ones there for a while.
Junkyard Dog. I never liked Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog was the reason Terry Funk left the WWF.
Yeah?
Because he, like, hated having matches with him, because he, like, said he was just, like, lazy and...
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
he would lay on the ground and,
like, couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, he would do his lay on the ground, okay, I'll do my crawling headbutt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a horrible wrestler, but popular, right?
He was, like, crazy popular in the South, like in Louisiana.
Yeah, I watched some of those stories about that. I didn't realize how big he was down there.
Yeah, because Hacksaw was talking about it. In that shoot interview he did, he talked about how, like, crazy popular he was. I was never a fan, even when he was in WCW in the 90s.
Was he in the WCW?
For a brief time.
Did they let him use Junkyard Dog? I guess he's been using that forever, so yeah, he had the name before. Thump. He's got Thump on his trunks.
Yeah.
Hot Rod.
Yeah, this was all leading up to their big match they had at WrestleMania 3, JYD and the King. You remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah. WrestleMania 3 was one of my favorites of all time. I watched that. I didn't watch it live, but I watched it about 7 days later.
Yeah, that's when you had to watch it like in like the theaters, right?
I think so.
Like there was no pay-per-view at the time.
My buddy's dad had the satellite dish, so we would. About any time there was a big wrestling event that was like on those closed circuit, I guess they were called.
Yes.
About 2 weeks to a week later, they'd show it free on TV. And so, we didn't know who won. No internet, no spoilers. So it's,
well,
that's
still
real
awesome back then.
Yes.
You could, watch something a week later or however many days later and not know.
Because that's why I didn't watch SmackDown for years, because even if I didn't know who won on SmackDown, it was like, I just didn't like it. It's too much wrestling for me. Now, back in the day, I could watch wrestling 24 hours a day probably, but not anymore.
But not shitty wrestling.
Oh, I used to watch shitty wrestling. I watched any wrestling.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Because like I said, we had that Vancouver All-Star Wrestling where they had like the King Kong Bundy Jr. and I watched all that stuff. Oh, he had such a good headbutt.
Harley Race had like one of the craziest headbutts.
He's headbutting the wrong guy. Oh, here's this Junkyard's headbutt.
That was their big thing. Harley and JYD. The battle of the headbutts.
That was a good flip over the rope there.
Yeah, I always thought Harley was a better worker than people gave him credit for.
Oh, you watch some of his stuff from the 70s, and he's doing 10 different suplexes, right?
Yeah, and he, like you said, he could always really talk and cut good promos.
One of those guys like Jake that wouldn't yell. He just said, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna pull out your eye.
And from what I've heard, a legitimately, like, tough son of a bitch.
Yeah. And he always carried a gun in his bag.
Yeah, well, he, this was, maybe a year later, when he wrestled Hogan on a Saturday Night's Main Event, right before WrestleMania 4 got hurt from, he tried to do like a headbutt and Hogan moved and Harley landed on like a table and the table broke and like one of the barbs from the table like jabbed him in his side and he got a hernia from it.
Yeah. One of those, not when the guys do get hurt in wrestling, not very often they do. It's usually because they screw up.
Yeah.
Good old Finn Balor. Like we were saying, everyone's blaming Seth. I watched it, and I'm like, well, if he would have landed right instead of twisting his body.
Exactly. Remember I mentioned that last night. I rewatched it, and he landed where he didn't, like, tuck his head and protect his... Well, where his back would have taken most of the bump.
He would just hit it flat. I didn't say it because I seen it on the internet. Everybody was going after Rollins, and I just stay out of crap like that. I don't get into those Facebook wars.
Yeah, I know Nixie's still angry at him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But everything I've read, I don't know if you have, Lance, and we'll get back to this in a sec. He's going to be out a minimum of 6 months.
I just hope they don't rush him back.
Yeah,
because he's got a future ahead of him.
Because look what happened to Tommy, the guy in NXT. He had the same injury and he was out over a year.
Really? Okay.
But I think his was like he had like complications and stuff.
I said, kiss my foot.
Yeah.
Kiss
there you go. I'm the king.
He looks a little dirtier than what he's trying to do, isn't it? Get down there and do something. Jeez. He didn't get the crap kicked out of him a lot this week.
Yeah, what's amazing to me when you go back and watch these matches, you think they're like super long, and then it'll show you, like, if you go on like Wikipedia, how long the match really was, and you're like, holy cow, that match was 6 minutes. It felt like it was like 15.
Well, they got to both entrances, and a bit. Oh, and even the referee's getting it. Damn, all the good guys are turning heel.
Yeah.
Doing heel moves. Jeez.
I guess this is the heel turn Saturday night's main event. Instead of calling it RKO out of nowhere, it's heel turn out of nowhere. But did you ever hear the reason why, like, Harley Race didn't manage Vader anymore?
No.
I had heard he got, like, in a car accident or something and couldn't, like, do it anymore.
Oh, Harley did, yeah. He really screwed up his back or something.
Because I would have loved to have seen Harley Race with Vader during the Hogan feud.
Hogan and Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it could have brought some prior incidents back from... Oh, Bobby Heenan sure got back to the back quick.
Hell yeah.
He must have been running.
That was when he was in good shape.
These pre-tapes. We didn't know about it back then. We thought all this was live.
Yeah. They taped them like 3-4 weeks ahead. The only way you would know if it was taped is if you were at the taping.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, back then, now, obviously, with the internet and everything, you would know right away.
This is Mean Gene. You know what? I hope they have another Legends House. I really liked the Legends House.
Yes, I enjoyed it too. But Tony Atlas was a dick, wasn't he?
I think he was just more of a moron than a dick. He just doesn't know. What's that story somebody was saying back? In one of the federations, one of the owners came up, or the new booker, and all the wrestlers said, okay, we got to stick together. We got to stick together and be smart and stick together, and we can say how much money we want. If he can't fire us all type thing. And the owner comes, anybody got any questions? And Tony Atlas puts his arm up and he goes, yeah, I got a question. I get these advances of money, and then I get my check, and they come off my check.
Oh my God.
And everybody looked at Tony Atlas and said, he just blew it. He made us all look like idiots. Well, yeah, because you get an advance, it comes off your check.
That's crazy.
I liked Tony Atlas back in the day, though.
Yeah. If you remember, Vince gave him a job when he was flat broke as Saba Simba, something like that.
Yeah. I think he just paid off his taxes or something, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian Adonis. I always liked
This guy
Adrian.
was ahead of his time.
Yeah. Another very underrated guy.
Yeah, and when you think about it, for 1987, for him to be doing the shit he was doing with that character was like at least 10 years ahead of its time.
Wow, he's basically ripping off Adrian Street. I don't know if you ever remember that wrestler.
Yeah.
And also Diamond Timothy Flowers. He basically ripped off him too. Right. But playing is he wearing his... Let's see if he's wearing the trunks with the little cow udder things that used to come out on him. He used to have these little bumps that look like little cow, like nipples.
Yeah,
all over
I
his
remember.
trunks. Yeah. Yeah, he was killed in a car accident.
Yeah, it was a couple people with him. I can't remember.
Yeah,
who.
they were all in a big minivan headed to a show
in Canada.
Yeah, somewhere up in Canada.
Gone before his time.
Because he was pretty good. Him and Jesse were the tag team champions back in the day.
Yeah.
East-West connection, where they dressed up kind of like bikers. Well, no, he dressed up as a biker. That's right. Adrian Adonis was like the biker guy from New York, and Jesse was the surfer dude
from California.
Yeah.
And then, I'm trying to remember. Adrian left right after, or a little while after WrestleMania 3, for some reason, but he had like a built-in feud with him and Brutus.
Yeah, because he shaved his head.
Yes.
Adrian got his head shaved.
At WrestleMania 3.
Yeah. They had the Piper versus Adrian hair match. And
yeah, his
obviously Piper's not getting his hair. Yeah, and that's what, retirement versus hair. Is that what it was?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then he had left shortly after, which I thought was strange because they had a money feud with him and Brutus after Brutus cut his hair.
Did he die?
No, he left.
Can't blame him for that.
No, can't blame him if he died.
That motherfucker, he skipped out on his match. Oh, he died. Well, that's no excuse. Still could have showed up.
Yeah. That's funny. I'm about to Wikipedia it and see what it says. Why he left. Because now I'm curious.
Yeah. Oh, Piper cheating too? Jeez. But I guess Piper, even when he was a good guy, he still cheated, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. This is what it says. He began a feud with Beefcake, but was fired in May of 1987 for what the WWF claimed were, quote, dress code violations.
So he was wearing a dress.
So God only knows.
Oh, yeah, because he can flip and flop all over the place. He was one of those big fat guys that got beat up, like Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Dress code violations, could it be? Age fast, failed, got caught snorting blow or something back then? Who knows?
It's very possible. It just sounds funny when you hear it.
Because if this was the 80s, this was definitely cocaine era.
Oh, yeah, because remember, that's what killed Hacksaw's push.
Well, he didn't, it was the Sheik that had the coke.
Right, but I meant they
Hacksaw
got
was just with him, yeah.
together.
Hacksaw House, that's that, yeah, he talks about that in that shoot, and he goes, well, I told the cop, yeah, I drinking a beer and I smoked a little pot. He freaked out. I didn't know you weren't allowed to drink beer and smoke pot. I'm in New York.
And it was in New Jersey.
Yeah. There we go. If you would have been in California, I think you would have been fine. But or Alaska or Colorado. Yeah. Cops are different all over the states. That's for damn sure.
I always liked Roddy, but the thing was, I don't want to say he couldn't work, but he just had like weird matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. He was a brawler. He did have that really good match with Brett, though.
Yes.
That was
probably his best match I've ever seen.
He even said that he wanted to put on a wrestling match instead of like he's doing now. Boom.
Yeah, where it's like a 3.5 minute street fight.
Yeah. You know, he said, I don't know if this was before or after, but he was talking about how he had his street fight with Goldust, which was amazing. And he wanted, something different.
Yeah, that was actually, for a street fight, a really entertaining match.
Yeah, You know, what's the funny part about that? Piper said that he's like, "What are you doing with the Bronco?" They go, "Well, we don't know. Well, can I have it?" So instead of getting more money, a little bit more money, they gave him the Bronco. And he said, "I still got it." Well,
that's funny.
Yeah, this was my daily drive for 20 years. Another guy that didn't spend a penny, and
that totally sounds like him too.
Yeah. He was another guy that was cheap, but notice that cheap guys got money.
Yeah.
All the guys that spent all their money and they're broke and they're complaining that, you know, now I'm broke. It's like, well, dude, if you didn't spend $1 million a year.
It's very valid.
You know, I'm one to talk. If I got lots of money, I usually spend it pretty quick, but that's why I'm broke. Oh, Adonis gets the win.
Who'd have thought?
It's just a count out, though. He sprayed water in his eyes, or perfume, or DDT, or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. I guess it would have been perfume.
Yeah. That was like the arrogance Rick Martel had beforehand.
Yeah, and he blinded Jake the Snake Man. Oh, fuck, the referees are getting killed this show.
What's interesting is the last match here, before we get out of here, is with Blackjack Mulligan, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Jack Funk.
Jesse just said, all your heroes are attacking the referees.
Yeah. And Jimmy Jack Funk has a notorious claim to fame.
What did he do?
He got in a fight with Haku backstage, of all fucking people.
So he got his ass kicked by Haku, you mean?
No, it gets worse than that.
Uh-oh.
Haku ripped his eyeball out.
Oh, is that the guy? Okay, yeah. Jesus.
That is one dude I would never want to make angry.
No. There's a nice jacket Hogan's got there, eh?
Yeah. I had, when I was growing up, one of the Hogan jackets they sold from, like, the magazine. You could buy it.
You still got it, Joey?
No.
Oh, too bad. You probably get a good penny for it.
Yeah, well, I beat it all to hell.
Of course, you weren't saving it to sell it when you were 30 years old or whatever.
School, yeah. So what the hell did I know?
I'm showing everybody my awesome jacket. I'm going to wrestle it, too.
Funny story. I still have one of the Hulk Hogan, I don't know what the hell you call them, but you, like, pull the thing on the back of it and it talks.
A doll?
Yeah.
Action figure.
Whatever you want to call it.
Does it still talk?
Yeah.
Well,
but it sounds like really distorted now. How it would talk like really fast before.
Yeah.
Now it talks really slow, like it's on LSD or something.
I get you.
Yeah, basically.
Eat your furs, eat your vitamins. Hey, look on eBay, see if they got them. See what they're going for.
Hey, yeah, why not? It's not busted up. But now, every time I see the name Lance Jimmy Jack Funk, I'm going to think of Haku.
Yeah, maybe that's why you had to wear the scoofy eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Jack Funk. They said when they brought him in because Hoss Funk, Dory Funk Jr. wanted. He's getting old, I guess, so they needed a replacement Funk.
Yeah, we needed a fill-in Funk.
Is that Super Machine there or Big Machine?
Yeah.
Giant Machine. Hey, didn't he just pass away, Blackjack? I think he passed away a couple months ago.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt's grandfather.
Yeah. Barry Windham's dad.
Yeah. He was had a lot of like health issues though for quite a number of years, like the last few years.
Wow. 6'8", beer drinking, whiskey drinking, cigar smoking, probably steaks every night. Texan, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gotta take your spurs off, buddy.
Sorry, can't have them.
You think we're gonna see a claw?
Hey, maybe.
That's his
I was going
hold.
to say we're going to see a superplex, but I forgot that's the wrong guy.
Yeah. Well, in this era of Blackjack, he could do not much of anything. I don't know. It's probably about almost 60 here, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he probably didn't need to do a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh, he never was, because I never watched him as a kid, too. He was never gonna do a hurricanrana or something. You know, punches, kicks, back body drop, maybe a slam.
Let me see. This is what, 87? He was 45 then.
Holy crap, he's the same age as me. He's probably in better shape. Although the only good thing about my back being so screwed up from that car accident, it gets me more money from my lawyer.
Yeah. And he was Big Machine for a while,
Yeah.
and then they brought him back as Mulligan.
I remember the machines.
Yeah, remember they had him, and they had the Giant Machine, which was Andre, and Super Machine, which is Bill Eadie, otherwise known as Axe.
Giant Machine.
Yeah.
Bobby, that's Andre the Giant. No, that's Giant Machine. Giant Machine. He's from Japan. Oh, Jimmy Jack, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I guess they would put their worst matches on last, it seems like.
Oh, God, yeah. Like the jobber matches.
Oh, no claw. Just an elbow.
He's like, you're not even worth the claw.
He's going to tie him up, though. Good guy, he's going to tie him up now. He's going to hang him. Oh, yeah, put it under my throat. Oh, no, you missed it. Oh. See, all the good guys, he's trying to hang a guy. Now they're talking about, that's attempted murder.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And they wonder why us kids all from that era turned out like hooligans.
It's the rap music, that's why. You guys want to listen to that rap.
Oh, God. That's funny.
Well, that wasn't a bad show, I guess. But yeah, it is kind of... I never realized back in the day, because I didn't know, that they did, put the main event on first. But never really,
they always did for the Saturday night main events, just to keep people from falling the hell asleep.
Or second. Once in a blue moon, I think they'd have it at the end. But...
very rarely.
Yeah. We got to figure out what we're going to do next. I think we're out of Saturday night main events. We can do something else next time.
Yeah.
We said Stephen G wants to come on sometime and do one of his.
Yeah, he's just been tied up.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, so we can pick something else for next week. And we will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.